Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ashok Kumar from Government Women Engineering College Ajmer. This is lecture 8 of antenna parameter series, and in this lecture 8 we are going to discuss about reciprocity theorem. In this lecture 8 we are the following contents will be addressed: the reciprocity theorem for circuit point of view, then for the radiation pattern for antennas, and then for the EM field theory, and finally some problem based on the reciprocity theorem. The following books are considered to prepare the content of this lecture. Reciprocity theorem. The reciprocity theorem states that in a linear time invariant, I means LTI system, the ratio of response at a measured at a point to an excitation at some other point is unchanged if we measure if the measurement and the excitation point are interchanged. So we can say the reciprocity theorem is very important in the case of circuit point of view, as well as in the case of field point of view. And we can simply say for the reciprocity theorem, it is necessary that the network is a LTI system, and if we have changed the excitation as well as measurement points, or we can say ports, in that case the characteristics of the system, or we can say for the antenna, or we can say for the circuit, is same if we have changed the measurement and excitation points. So we have discussed the reciprocity theorem initially in two cases for a circuit point of view, when we have considered as a short circuit. In this case we have considered a two port network. Here you can see the port 1 has the voltage V1 and current I1. Port 2 has the voltage V2 and current I2. If we have to relate these ports 1 and port 2 but in the antenna theory, then we can consider port 1 as a antenna 1 and port 2 as a antenna 2, and it is the equivalent of two port network that we have considered in a T form network or T equivalent representation. So the voltage and current of a linear two port network are related by the linear equation V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2, and V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2, where V1 I1 and V2 and I2 are the terminal voltage. As you can see here, V1 V1 and V2 are the terminal voltage and current I1 and I2, and the parameters, Z parameters, I mean Z11, Z12, Z21 and Z22 are the Z parameter of a two port network. So these equation 92 and 93 is very important for the analysis of a network that is being reciprocal or not reciprocal. So the important is the network is linear, I means LTI system is required. If we have apply a voltage V1 at port 1 and measure the short circuited current I2SC at port 2, the ratio of V1 upon I2SC can be calculated from the above equation by setting V2 is equal to 0. Here you can see, if we have considered V2 is equal to 0, it means the voltage drop at terminal 2 is 0. It means it is a short circuited. Then it is considered as a short circuited current I2SC. In that case, we can calculate the ratio of V1 upon I2SC by using this expression 94, and which is equivalent to the Z11 Z21 minus Z11 Z22 upon Z21. Now interchanging the excitation and measurement points, we apply a voltage V2 to port 2 and measure the short circuited current ISC at port 1, determining the ratio of V2 upon I1SC with V1 is equal to 0. So we get V2 upon I1 S is equal to this expression as given in equation 95. For from the reciprocity theorem, these two ratios V1 upon I2 SC, as you can see in equation 94, and V2 upon I1 SC in equation 9 are equal, then the Z11 equal to Z21. So we can say for any LTI network, when we have applied the reciprocity theorem, then the mutual impedance of a network is, or we can say uh, the mutual impedance between two ports, I mean port 1 and port 2, is equal, then the network is a reciprocal network. If the applied voltage in both cases are identical, we can say V1 and V2, then from equation 94 and 95 we can get I2SC is equal to I1SC. So from this analysis we get that there is no power dissipated in the source or the load, because the source and load impedances are zero, because it is a short circuited. This is case second when the network is considered as a open circuit. So similar procedure we can adopt it as we have discussed in case 1 as a short circuited. So we can say that reciprocity theorems can also be applied when the excitation is by a current source and the measurement is the open circuit voltage. In the previous lecture, excitation is a voltage source and measurement is in the short circuit current. If a current I1 is applied to port terminal 1 and voltage V2 designated as V2OC, open circuited voltage is measured when it is open, I means I2 is equal to 0 terminals of port 2, or we can say it's antenna 2. Then an equal voltage V1 OC will be measured at open I1 is equal to 1 0 terminals of port 1, I means antenna 1, provided that the current I2 of port 2 is equal to the port 1 current I1. So we can mathematically represent this statement as, we can get Z21 is equal to V2 open circuited voltage upon I1 when I2 is equal to 0, and Z12 is equal to V1 open circuited voltage at input terminal 1 and current at I2 when I1 is equal to 0. So if the medium between the two antennas is linear, passive, isotropic, and the wave monochromatic, then because of reciprocity Z21 equal to Z12, if this theorem is applicable for this network, in that case we can say that the open circuited voltage equal to the open circuited voltage at terminal 1. This equation is applicable only when the current I1 is equal to I2. So again we can say that it is observed no power dissipated in the load or the source, because both impedances are infinity. So when the circuit is open, in that case the input impedance, or we can say impedances, are infinite. Therefore, these equation is valid for any position and any configuration of operation between the two antennas. Then further we can also analyze the reciprocity theorem of for of the radiation pattern. So here you can see in figure 15 a, when we have considered this is antenna 1 and it is called as a test antenna, and it is antenna 2 and it is called as a probe antenna. The test antenna is, we have considered, is a stationary, and probe antenna is rotating in case 1. In case second, we have considered the test antenna, I mean antenna 1 is rotating, and probe antenna, I mean antenna 2 is stationary, and this is the observation sphere of a constant radius from the center. Here you can see. So the reciprocity theorem of the radiation pattern is depends on the mutual impedance associated with the Z12 theta comma phi. Maybe suppose this is the observation sphere. So the radiation pattern is in the form of theta and phi component. Then Z12 theta comma phi is equal to Z21 theta comma phi, and this is applicable only suppose we have considered the test antenna as a transmitting, or we can also consider as a receiver. If we have considered it is a transmitting and a mode, and while antenna 2 is moving on a observation sphere with a constant radius, then the open terminal voltage at probe antenna is measured, and we can denote it by V2OC. Here you can see, suppose this is the voltage drop V2OC we have to measure. In the receiving mode, the open terminal voltage V1 is considered, or is measured V1OC when the test antenna is used as in a receiving mode. Then the three-dimensional plot of V2OC and V1OC as a function of theta and phi, as we have said it is a function of theta and phi. Then we can define that the network is a reciprocal if Z12 is equal to Z21. Similarly, we can say the field of the antenna for a test antenna or the probe antenna is same, or we can say it's equal. Similarly, we can also derive the reciprocity theorem in the case of figure 15b, when the test antenna is rotating and probe antenna is stationary. So similar observation we can get. So we can say the reciprocity theorem in the case of radiation pattern is depends only on the mutual impedance associated with the direction Z12 is equal to Z21, and it does not depends on the position as well as any configuration of operation between the two antennas. Further, we can understand the reciprocity theorem for antennas, and to demonstrate reciprocity theorem, an antenna example will be considered. Two antennas whose input impedances are Z1 and Z2. So we can say this is antenna 1 we can consider, and this is antenna 2. This antenna 1 is having the impedance Z1, and this antenna is having the impedance Z2, and are separated by a linear and isotropic medium, but it is not necessarily homogeneous medium, as you can see in this figure 16. One antenna is used, suppose antenna 1 is used as a transmitter and antenna 2 used as a receiver. The equivalent network of each antenna is shown in figure 17. Here you can see this is the figure, and we have draw the equivalent of figure 16. It is assumed that the internal impedance of the source, or we can say it's a generator having Zg, and it is the conjugate of the impedance of antenna 1. We can say Zg is equal to R1 minus jx1, while the load impedance Zl is equal to the conjugate of impedance of antenna 2. Here you can see this is Zl, and it is equal to R2 minus jx2. So this is the two antenna system we have considered, and this antenna system has equivalent with the conjugate loads. So we can say that the power delivered by a generator to antenna 1 is given by, and this can be uh, we have calculated during the analysis of input impedance in this series also, and we have calculated that P1 is equal to 1 by 2 real part of V1 into I1 का complex conjugate, which is equal to 1 by 2 real part of this. So we have put the voltage drop at terminal 1 V1 and the current conjugate current I1 at which is equivalent to this one. So we can get the power delivered by a source or generator is magnitude of Vgk square upon 8R1. If we have transfer admittance of the combined network consisting of the generator impedance, antennas and load impedance is Y21, the current through the load is Vg Y21 and the power delivered to the load, which is equivalent to P2 is equal to 1 by 2 real part of V2 into I2 का complex conjugate, and this is the current I2 Vg and Y21 का complex conjugate, and this is the V2 voltage drop that we have represented by Z2 into Vg Y21. Here you can get from figure 17, then we can get 1 by 2 R2 Vg square upon Y21 magnitude square. So we have calculated the ratio of equation 101 and 100. In that case, we can say the power ratio is equal to P2 upon P1 is equal to 4 R1 R2 magnitude of Y21 का square. In a similar manner, we can say that the antenna 2 we have considered as a transmitting antenna and antenna 1 is considered as a receiving antenna. In that case, we can calculate the power ratio P1 upon P2, and P1 upon P2 is equal to 4 R2 R1 Y12 का magnitude square. So here you can see the equation 102 and equation 103 under the condition of reciprocal, then the power ratio is independent on the direction of the power flow, and the mutual admittance y12 equal to y21 and the power delivered in either direction is same. So we can say if power P1 is equal to P2, then the network is reciprocal. In that case, the y12 is equal to y21. So mutual admittances you get. Further, we can understand the reciprocity theorem for a electromagnetic field theory, and we can say we can also use reciprocity theorem in electromagnetics, and we have assumed that a linear and isotropic medium that there exist two set of sources. We have considered J1 and M1 is the one set of source, and J2 and M2 is the another source, which are allowed to radiate simultaneously or individually inside a medium at a same frequency and produce E1 H1 and E2 H2 field respectively. So we can say the source 1 produce the field E1 H1 and source 2 produce the field E2 and H2. So by considering the Maxwell equation in integral form as well as in differential form, in that case we have considered the Maxwell equation in integral form. In that case we can see that the volume integral E1 dot J2 minus H1 dot M2 का whole dv dash is equal to volume integral of E2 dot J1 minus H2 dot M1 का dv dash. So this is the equation 104 we get after applying the Maxwell equation, and this equation is called as a Lorentz reciprocity theorem. So from the equation 104 we can interpret it that the coupling between the set of field, or we can say the coupling we have measured in terms of reaction, and a set of sources which produce another set of field is the same as the coupling between another set of fields and another set of sources. So this simply we can understand from the equation 104 that the coupling of the field E1 and H1, and E1 and H1 is generated due to the sources J1 and M1, two sources J2 and M2, which produce the field of E2 and H2. We can say this is we can represent by 2 comma 1, and this we can represent by 1 comma 2. So we can say that the source J2M2 is produce the field of E2S2, and similarly or conversely the source J1M1 is produce the field E1 and H1, or we can say 1 comma 2. So simply we can say that the coupling, I means reaction between a set of fields and set of sources while produce another set of field is same as the coupling between another set of field and another set of sources. And this is the reciprocity theorem for the electromagnetic field theory. The more detailed analysis about the analysis of reciprocity theorem for different aspects or different environments, in that case you can consider the book that we have referenced here. And further we have considered the one example, and through which we can need to calculate the Z parameters. So here some parameters are given, so we can directly considering the equation of 92 and 93, then we can get the value of different Z parameter networks, which is because it is a two port network. In that case we are calculating Z11, Z21, Z212 and Z22, and these values of Z parameters are given here. This is the another example, and this example is here to test yourself, and given that the Z matrix of the two port network is given, so you need to calculate the input impedance at port 1 and port 2 when it is an open circuit and it is a short circuit. So in a summary we can say that the reciprocity theorem is applicable for the LTI system if the system is having any non-linear devices, maybe the transistor, FET, diodes, etc. In that case, the reciprocity theorem is not applicable. Second important, the application of reciprocity theorem we are using in the electromagnetics, in the antenna engineering, in the circuit engineering, or we can say circuit theory. Third important, we have discussed in this lecture about the basic reciprocity theorem for the circuit point of view, then the field point of view, I mean radiation pattern. Then we have analyzed in the case of two antenna system when the power ratio is equal for a reciprocal network. Then we have understood the reciprocity theorem for a electromagnetic field theory. So we can define or we can analyze the reciprocity theorem in various aspects, and this theorem is very important in the case of antenna engineering. Thank you very much for watching this lecture. I hope this lecture is beneficial for you.